breaking news now on 13 on your side.
Run!
Unbelievable footage. Students running for their lives at Michigan State University last night after a mass shooting on campus. A gunman opened fire, killing 3 and injuring 5 others.
The suspect is also dead. Police saying they believe he killed himself just a few miles off campus. It all started around 8 last night and continued past midnight when the suspect was found dead.
We have team coverage from across the Lansing area this morning. Our Trevier Gonzalez is where this all came to an end early this morning, and our Micah Cho is at the hospital where those victims are still in critical condition this morning.
But first, police and community leaders coming together overnight to talk about what we know so far and the pain now coursing through the college community.
Run!
Our Spartan hearts hang heavy. This is a day of shock and heartbreak here across our campus and our region.
Teresa Woodruff, the interim president at Michigan State University, addressing members of the media early Tuesday morning, just hours after a gunman opened fire on campus.
It's something that's quite unimaginable, but has been imagined in other places and other times, but we just can't imagine that it's here.
University police say the gunfire started shortly after 8 Monday night. The school quickly sending out an alert, making students aware of an active shooter situation.
You want to get something in front of the door?
Bro, yeah.
The 2 buildings in question, Berkey Hall is an academic building. It's not a residence hall facility. That building is unlocked and open to the public during business hours, if you will. The second building, the MSU Union, is similarly open to the general public. Does not require any special access. It's a building that is open not only to students, faculty, staff, but to the general public, and that building was open at the time.
While the school was still in lockdown, this photo of the suspect captured on surveillance video was sent out across the area. Then shortly after midnight, police confirmed the shooter was dead, killed by a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
That suspect, we now know, is a 43-year-old male. That 43-year-old male is not affiliated in any way with Michigan State University. He's not a student, faculty, staff. And we have no idea why he came to campus to do this.
We are a community that is knit together by each other, and we will hold each other up in moments of grief as well as celebration. But today we come together as a family and we grieve together.
Really just cannot imagine how terrifying this was for those students and staff members. Michigan State University saying all classes and activities have been canceled for at least the next couple of days.
The shooting has understandably rattled the campus and everyone on campus. 13 on your side's Trevier Gonzalez joins us live from Lansing, where the shooter was eventually found dead. Trevier, good morning to you. What are you seeing?
Jay, Emily, good morning. It's a very different scene than when we first arrived, which I believe was around 1 a.m. Previously, we had the media kind of covering this entire area. Understandably, police cars blockading much of this area. These blockades are still here, but of course they've been moved away so we can have traffic moving here. Now, if we take a look here, that is the remnants of what this police scene is. All we see, and we took just those little remnants of emergency police tape. And so at this point, we also ended up speaking up with a student, and they just told us that sense of urgency that they felt back whenever they first got that email of how things were moving forward. Now, she told us how they ended up hiding in a basement of the building where they were working out of, and would listen to police scanners and just trying to communicate with others and conserve their battery life to get an understanding of what was going during such a scary time. Now, this was a time of true confusion and fear, and she describes it as really just a terrifying day for everyone.
It's not good. It doesn't feel good to be part of a statistic either. And my partner had mentioned before how there was a school she thought she might have gone to, but she didn't think she could do it because there had been a mass shooting there before too, but now it's just the same thing.
I ended up speaking with that student a little bit more, and I asked her, what do we take from this? Is there any call to action? She says, it's really hard to say. She says this is something that will likely make it to the national news, maybe something that the president will push when it comes to gun control, but they didn't sound very confident that it would really come to much of anything. For now, this is just really a moment of mourning across the campus and likely even the state. It's something we're going to continue to try to find answers on and try to understand what led this to happen in the first place. For now, in Lansing, Trivia Gonzalez, 13 on your side.
Thank you. Tough to hear that student, make that realization. She's become part of this statistic. Trevier, thanks for that reporting. And as we said earlier this morning, in addition to the 3 people killed, 5 more now in the hospital in critical condition.
13 on your side's Micah Cho continues our team coverage outside that hospital in Lansing. Micah, good morning to you.
Good morning, Jay and Emily. Again, it's very quiet outside of Sparrow Hospital in Lansing right now. Throughout the night, it was quiet during the lockdown and very somber, and kind of what that feeling is like outside of the hospital right now. And we're still trying to understand exactly how these victims were associated with the school. Were they teachers? Were they students? Were they guests? Still a lot of questions over 9 hours after the shooting started near Berkey Hall, and we were able to hear from officials last night and early this morning. And here's Deputy Chief Chris Roseman of the Michigan State University Police Department on how they're going about this investigation on campus.
So we are still working to fully identify all of the victims that are involved in this case, and if they have affiliation to our university, we will continue to pursue that, and we will share that information as soon as we are able to. Please understand that behind every victim is a family and our loved ones, and we need to be respectful to that.
Roseman says they hope to have an update on the victims and their conditions later this morning. And once again, 5 victims in critical condition at Sparrow Hospital in downtown Lansing. We'll be here for the rest of the morning, bringing you guys more information as we learn it. For now, in Lansing, Micah Cho, 13 on your side.
Answered questions there at the hospital. Micah, thank you for your reporting. Emily.
And we spoke with one man all too familiar with this situation. He not only runs a school security consulting business, he also has a daughter who attends MSU.
Unfortunately, this has become all too common.
Jason Russell is a security consultant who works with schools across the country, including in Lansing, preparing students and staff for this very situation, an active shooter on campus.
That's really why we exist, to hopefully give people a little bit of information and training that they can use to keep themselves safe.
He's connected with this particular incident in a more personal way.
Yeah, my daughter's a senior at MSU, and she's safe, which is really good.
News of yet another gunman opening fire on a college campus spreading like wildfire, with the campus going into lockdown for several hours.
And making sure that everybody is safe and that all areas have been searched will probably go on through the night and into the morning. They have multiple jurisdictions there. You're talking about a massive campus, so it's going to take a long time to get that area cleared.
At 5:37 right now, we want to take a moment to give you a recap of what we know and what we're still working to learn. Police say the gunman opened fire at Berkey Hall shortly after 8 last night. The school quickly sent out an active shooter alert, and students were told to shelter in place. Police say the gunman then went to the MSU Union building. By the end of it, 3 people were killed, 5 more sent to the hospital in critical condition.
A manhunt for the suspect lasted several hours, eventually coming to an end at Lake Lansing Road and Larch Street, several miles off campus in Lansing. Police say the suspect shot and killed himself. That's when police released information that the suspect was a 43-year-old man with no affiliation with the university.
And here are some of the questions we're still trying to find answers for. First, the motive. Police have not released any information about why they think this man opened fire on seemingly random strangers. We also don't know his name or really anything about his background. We're working to find out critical information about those 8 victims as well, including their names and ages. As soon as we have the information, we'll bring it to you on air and online.